hola, konnichiwa, and welcome back to the channel. So, I'm in the mood for some funny plastic robots today. So, I have a confession, guys. I'm not really much of a toy collector when it comes to Transformers. Ironic, since, I'm kind of like a doll collector for a living at this point. In full honesty, I am someone who does not buy a lot of Transformers figures unless I really want them. Props to the collectors who are hardcore completionists. Y'all are really working hard for them collections. Just good for you, good for you. However, with me, I operate on 3 reasons. Collect figures of characters that I'm deeply attached to or find cool, they're a girl, or they're voiced by David Kaye. Reasons 1 and 3 are self-explanatory, but for reason 2, I am a sapphic, and we gotta show John Hasbro that we want more girls in the toy lines, damn it. I'm just doing my part in the cause. Anyways, recently, I've been watching a bunch of doll rankings, and this caused me to realize something. I haven't done a Transformers figures ranking yet. I'm saving show rankings for a later date until Earthspark is finished, and I want to wait until after Transformers 1 comes out to do a proper movie ranking. Keep an eye out for the latter. In today's video, I want to focus on the Legacy toy line, which is the most recent toy line as of the time I am writing this. I say that this is personally my favorite toy line for 2 reasons. It debuted around the time I decided to start collecting Transformers figures, and I absolutely adore the concept so much. For those who don't know, this toy line is focused on bringing together multiple characters from across the Transformers multiverse, a la No Way Home. It's always so exciting to guess which characters will show up in each wave, and it gives the spotlight to characters in desperate need of an update. I will always have appreciation for Legacy, so it's very fitting that my very first toy ranking would be this one. For this ranking, I will be doing a top 11, and the entries are figures that I have right now and figures I've yet to acquire. Since Legacy is expected to end sometime next year, I will probably do a follow-up video with newer figures if they interest me. So, anyways, let's get on to the ranking, gamers. 3, 2, 1, Pingu. Before we get into the actual list, let's go start with several honorable mentions as an appetizer to the main course. I want to make it clear that these are also figures I really like. It's just that my main list is the figures that really take the crown in my opinion. However, I want to give these figures some love, so here they are in no particular order. Let's kick things off with Deluxe Class Star Raider Filch, exclusive to Walmart as part of the Star Raider collection. Honestly, she is such a great step up from Legacy Rid 2015 Strongarm. 1, she does not have that awkward nose, thank God. 2, I feel like she captures the art style much better in both bot and beast mode. I especially adore the beast mode, for popping straight out of the show and being such great use of the Kingdom Eraser mold. I also really like how her colors look, which is also quite accurate. Overall, she's really cute. The reason why she is sadly early on the list is my old doll arch nemesis, Walmart. Take my word for it, I hate this app so much. I got up early for her drop, but by the time I finally found her, she was sold out. Not to mention that there was like literally no say of her dropping on Hasbro Pulse, and by the time I checked, she's sold out. Sadly, the distribution and poor communication on Hasbro's end, in my opinion, is what landed her here. Still, like I said, I think she's really cute, and I'm glad that Robots in Disguise 2015 is getting love here, in spite of being somewhat of a black sheep in the Transformers multiverse. Next, we have Orion packs from the Hero is Born 2-pack, exclusive to PulseCon 2022. Special shout out to the Alphatron in this set. Like, for the brief time that I had him, he's a really cool figure. However, for me, the one that draws my eye is the Orion Pax figure. I really like how faithful he looks to his appearance on the show, especially with the head, and there's really something special about a new Orion Pax. Like, we rarely ever have figures of this version, like, as in Optimus's past self up to this point. It's really nice to see him get a little love since his current self is the one most people recognize. He's early on this list too, since I feel like there's an Optimus that takes the crown for me, but he's a good figure too. I highly recommend him. Next, we have Leader Class Transmetal 2 Megatron. Let's get this out of the way. They did my boy's face so damn dirty. Just like the weird sharp teeth does not suit him at all. It makes him look old and just like, oh my god, why? The upgrade kid gave him a better face. Like, that should have been his face from the start. Just, I'm sorry, my boy deserves better than this. Anyways, complaining aside, this figure is really cool. Not only is he quite show accurate, but I really like the details such as the flames functioning as a sword and the articulation of his headpiece as seen right here. Another thing I really like is just how huge he is. Like, compared to like my other Beast Wars Megatron figures, like, he a big boy. The bigger the royalty, the better. Overall, while the face is what sadly holds him back, he is just a fantastic figure that is a great addition to my Beast Wars Megatron corner on my desk. Next is Deluxe Class G1, Elita 1, and Ariel from the War Dawn 2-pack, the latter being exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con 2023. I'm pairing these two figures here together since they're essentially the same character, and I really like both of them. First, let's start with Elita. This was around the time where we have the start of the Elita 1 renaissance, where she gained much more prominence after Earthspark debuted. Personally, I think she's a great figure. Her face is so beautiful, the colors are pretty, and I appreciate how she has a different body shape outside of the normal body shape for most girl Transformers figures. Just everything about her is pure perfection. The only downside I have is that her mold doesn't always translate well in future retoolings. It suits Minerva, but with Strongarm, I feel like the mold removes Strongarm's unique body shape from the show. Like, the girl has muscles. Why did y'all take her muscles? Anyways, other than that, I really like this Elita, and I'm glad that our girl is winning. Just, I love this Elita 1 Renaissance. However, with Ariel, I think she's a huge step up from her future self. Like, we did not see this coming. Just, this is the first time that Ariel ever had a figure, like, in forever. Like, I don't think there's an Ariel figure before her. Just, this is such a neat surprise. I absolutely adore her face. Just, it's so gorgeous. I love the colors. They're just pastel realness, and she's such a great retool of Legacy Prime Universe RC. I especially love the distinction between both this figure and the Elita 1 figure, and just The fact that we now have an aerial figure is simply amazing. Not gonna lie, the moment I got this pack, I immediately give away Dion. I am sorry, but I wanted this set for her and her only. This is my girl right here. Overall, the Elita 1 Renaissance has a great start with a good Elita figure, and the momentum continues with her humble origins. Next, we have Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Windblade. The momentum of the Cyberverse train in Legacy continues strong with this figure. Not only is she a brand new body mold, but everything about her is pure perfection. The faithfulness to the show's art style, the face, the colors, and the look of the Stormfall sword shows that Cyberverse has a place here. I especially love how her face paint look. I also appreciate how they didn't forget the weird puppet mouth lines on her bottom lips. That's how you know they think of the finer details. Another cool thing is that you can also pair her up with Legacy Rid 2015 Strongarm, and they complement each other very well. While I personally think the number 2 spot is my pick for the ultimate Legacy Cyberverse figure, I highly recommend getting this Windblade if you can. You won't regret it. She is amazing. Next, we have Deluxe Class Animated Universe Bumblebee. Now, to say this little guy has caused quite the chit-chat is a massive understatement. I'm not gonna dive too deep into that fiasco because personally, I find it silly, so let's go give him the spotlight. Not gonna lie, while I like animated Prowl, specifically the Legacy figure, he sadly suffers from the same G1 mishmash like the Prime figures at the beginning of the line. By the way, keep a pin on that note. His body looks good, but I feel like his face is where the mishmash took a misstep there. Then this gives us Legacy Animated Bumblebee here. This bee is just so cute. Just look at him, look at the short king. Look at him, he's so adorable. I especially love how show accurate he is, especially since Animated's art style is one of the most unique ones out there in the multiverse. Like, his face shows that they listen to the criticism towards Prowl and draws more from Bee's original universe. The only thing I don't like is how his stingers look. Like, I feel like had they just been built in, this would have made this figure even better. However, that's more of a nitpick, and it doesn't distract from the fact that this animated Bumblebee is a fantastic love letter to his original iteration and figure. Next, we have Titan Class Decepticon Nemesis. If you know me by now, you know that I love me some giant women. Everything about her is truly incredible. I really love how she defies the standard body shape for most Transformers characters. Like, she's a giant ship. She's gonna look like a giant ship and she's gonna have the body for it. I also really like how she comes with little ships that can be inserted inside of her alt mode. Just details like that bring life to a figure very well. Nemesis is a figure that's truly one of a kind, and she shows that we want more characters like this. We want more giant, unconventional ladies like her. She gives me hope for the future of female titans in Transformers toy lines, and I cannot wait to have my hands on her soon. Next, we have Leader Class Prime Universe Dreadwing. So, the Prime Universe figures in Legacy had a very rough start. RC, Knockout, and Bulkhead are fine, but at the same time, they read more G1 than Prime. This was the mishmash that I was talking about in the previous entry, as this was the point where they hadn't exactly figured out how to balance the original universe's art style and the G1 edge yet. Thankfully, the road started to pick up pace with Skyquake, and this leads to Dreadwing here. As soon as I saw this figure, I immediately knew that I had to have him. The fact that he exists is simply unreal, and keep in mind, I'm not much of a Prime fan anymore. However, even I will say that he looks utterly amazing. Not only is Dreadwing one of my favorite characters from Prime, but everything about him is perfect. The colors, how accurate he is, the accessories, just this figure is a chef's kiss from head to toe. I say that both him and his brother Skyquake are the figures that are most faithful to the Prime universe. Like, if you tell me that they're from the original Prime toy line, I would instantly believe you. Overall, he is truly special in how he's the Prime universe figure done right. Next, we have Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Shadow Striker. If you ask me which Legacy Cyberverse Universe figure I recommend to a collector just starting out, I would recommend this one. To me, she is the Cyberverse G1 formula perfected. Not only does she have a unique body shape, but I really love how her face and colors look. You can tell how much time and effort they put into making sure she's faithful to how she looks in the show, at the same time giving her a G1 edge that calls back to her IDW iteration. I also really like how flexible she is. Like, if you want to make her resemble her Frankenstein-like mode that she has for the rest of the series, just the possibilities are limitless, and I think I will take a jab at it in the future. Just, I've seen the customs that other people have made, and I really love them. So yeah, calling back to the question at the beginning of this entry, I highly recommend her. Next, we have Voyager Class Comic Universe Tarn. To some of you, this may come across as a surprise. I'm Little Miss TFC, Tarn's most devoted TORB in existence. What is the reason for this? Just why? To that, here's my reason. Number 1 is better than him. Anyways, let's go focus on my beautiful unhinged purple man. The fact that we now have an officially licensed Tarn toy is just huge news, and I can't think of any other character who deserves this more than him. This figure is another chef's kiss. The face, the colors, the size of the arm cannon, and the added finger articulation are a huge deal breakers that solidifies him as true perfection. Even after the hype has died down, he is a one-of-a-kind figure. It really speaks a lot about how iconic he has become outside of the IDW comics, that not only is he God's gift to humanity in Cyberverse, but he has an affordable comic book accurate figure at last. Special shout out to the Cyberverse Ray Paint, like that just keeps the ball going. Legacy Tarn is a figure that I have been patiently waiting for, and I cannot be more truly grateful than I already am for his existence. However, there is a figure that stands over all of them. Finally, for the figure that takes the crown, in my humble opinion, that title would go to Voyager Class Animated Universe Optimus Prime. Words cannot describe my feelings about this figure. If you know me by now, Animated Optimus is my favorite Optimus in general. I've made an entire video focusing on him, just that shows how much I love him. Imagine my shock and joy when his name showed up in a leaked listing. However, at the same time, this was around the time Animated Prowl was out, so I was cautiously optimistic. And then we got our first look here. Instant must have. I need him. I want him. If I don't get him, I will regret it for the rest of my life. Just, he is the Legacy Animated Universe formula perfected. Everything about him is flawless perfection. He is so accurate to his show self that if you tell me he was from the original animated toy line, I would believe you. He is truly on par with his original toy. Like, side to side, there is no competition. that is a sign of just how unreal this figure is. Everyone and their mothers have praised him to hell and back, and I could not disagree. He's perhaps my favorite figure in my collection overall, and it's both due to nostalgia and how connected I feel to the character. I am truly grateful to have him in my collection, and I want to give my sincerest thanks to the design team for bringing him into Legacy. He is number one for being incredibly more than meets the eye. And just like that, here is my list of the top 11 Legacy figures that I really like. I really enjoy making this list, especially since I had to think really hard on my entries, and it's a nice break from talking about the Transformers canon once in a while. As usual, all opinions are my own, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you have your own top 11 list? The comments are your canvas. I cannot wait to hear from so much of you, and if you made it to the end, thank you for sticking through this list. If you want to see more from me, feel free to like and subscribe, and thank you all so much for watching. Bye!